Okay, good morning and happy Friday. So today I started in the Old Testament, the book of Hosea, and just this overwhelming thought. I just couldn't get past it, and I had already spent some time in prayer, and I knew like God was humbling me already, just dealing with my mind and my heart, and causing me to say, help me to humble myself, right? Things like that. And then I get into this book and realize something profound, at least in my mind. And sometimes we hear things or we know things, but until we really have to ponder on them, or take that minute to consider it, or God lets it come to life that day, we don't put a lot of thought in it. But do you realize that God always knew that Israel was going to reject him, that they were going to commit idolatry, that they were going to commit adultery, that they were going to over and over and over, from deliverance all the way through, right? We're not even done yet. That God accepted them and chose them, knowing that they were going to reject and betray and crucify his son. And he still chose them, and to love them, and to help them, and to one day fully redeem them, right? Well, in Hosea, in verse 2, it says, the beginning of the word of the Lord by Hosea. And the Lord said to Hosea, go, take unto thee a wife of whoredoms and children of whoredoms, for the land hath committed great whoredom, departing from the Lord. So Hosea was prophesying a certain time during several of the kings and several of the other prophets, and he was going to be basically used as an illustration. And he knew before he took his wife Gomer that she was going to go out and sell herself, that she was going to be a prostitute, that she was going to have illegitimate children. He knew before he ever took her, that's what she was going to be like. And we make so many decisions not knowing the outcome, but he made this decision knowing the outcome. Christ made the decision to leave heaven and come down and die for the entire world, knowing that many would refuse him, would reject him, would blaspheme him, and never accept his gift of eternal life. And he knew ahead of time. It's just been a big thought on my mind this morning, knowing ahead of time and still being obedient volitionally, not against their will, but willingly. And so what about us? If God were to ask us to do something obedient that wouldn't benefit us, but would fully and wholly only benefit those around us, what would our response be? Because Hosea says his response, so he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Diblaim, which conceived and bare him a son. That was his response. He went and he did it. And there's not going to be many people who are called to this type of obedience, but what's our response going to be if he does call us to that? To sacrifice in such a way that we suffer, and the only people who are going to benefit from it is others, those who are watching, those who were serving, those who even are ungrateful, maybe even our enemies. Wow, to be like God, right? Be blessed.